Yeah, let's see if they're working good.
I'm gonna try the one that has a good fan. The new good fan. You know what I mean? So
All
anyway,
right, so what's going on today?
well, we're gonna start cutting these floors out of this car. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start cutting the floors out of this car and be able to get ready to start putting it on the Crown Vic chassis.
Okay.
Okay. So up here, we gotta brace the car first. We gotta drop the car down. We gotta open the doors. And we have a conduit across the inside, so none of this. Because once you start cutting these floors out of here, I don't want the sides of the car going like this.
Okay.
So we only need to do it from the sides, because the rocker panels are still holding the lengthwise, but we got to cut through here. So I have to cut this whole drop down. So we got to cut the braces first, all the body braces. We got to cut these out first. Cut through here, cut off wheel, cut all these braces out.
All right, and this is
And then here.
is this a 51 Merc?
49 to 51 are the same. They're all the same floorboards and everything.
Okay.
This is a 50.
50.
But so what we're gonna do is the toe board here, because I got some of the toe board on the chassis still. We're gonna cut the toe board up a little higher, kind of like where the clutch and brake pedal assembly goes.
Okay.
So we might be able to use the Crown Vic kick up also too. But we're gonna have to cut this all the way to here. So this brace here is gonna have to get cut. I gotta cut this loose from the body brace that goes in the frame, because the normal Mercury frame goes right here. It comes around here. That's what these are for. It sits on top of the frame.
Okay, and you're making this 50 Merc sit atop a Crown Vic chassis.
2000, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not going to cut any of this stuff out yet. I may have to cut this part of the wheel up higher for clearance of the Crown Vic stuff, the cross member and everything. Now we may have to narrow the front subframe on the Crown Vic, because it has really wide tires on it from the factory.
Uh-huh.
And I know we're going to run skinny tires on this, but we might have to do some more modifications to the chassis. Right now I want to get the chassis fit to here, all the way back to where these mounts are, where the frame, where the rear part of the frame is, the Crown Vic frame is.
Okay,
So I'm going to have to cut the trunk floors and everything out of this whole body.
So basically a lot of cutting
Yes,
today.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my marker lines to cut all this out, because this has to clear. And I already narrowed the front of the Crown Vic chassis. Okay, I narrowed it and I Z'd it up back here. So I Z'd up. But it ain't gonna clear the trunk floors of this. So this is where the old frame went.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the new frame's gonna be, it's higher up. So I'm gonna have to cut all this out, all the way back. The side aprons I'll be able to save. This I'll be able to save, but right through here at this body line, I have to cut all this out. See this flange right here? We got to cut straight across the flange and make all new floors for it.
Okay.
Nice thing with the Crown Vic, I still have the front floors and the rear frame, the rear floor is right here. This part is going to go where where the kick up is. You see this part where the seat riser is? That's where that part's going to go. But 3 inches higher, because remember I Z'd the frame up 3 inches in the back. Because he wants it laying on the ground. This car is going to lay on the ground with sunken floors and everything.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this old window frame. This is the old rear window frame that used to be in the car. I don't know if he's gonna do any of this stuff, probably not. I just always try to save this stuff for the customer when they're done. That's just adding a little structure in here now. So I can go ahead and start putting these floors out of here. All right, so we're gonna do here. Let me explain what we're doing. Let me explain, Lucy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
You sure? Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna cut these braces out here. Okay, we're gonna cut the braces here, and we're gonna cut right along this floor here. Boom, 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 straight vertical. And you see if I can get a cut in there so I can run my blade up in here and run it all the way along the whole length of this, all the way back to here. Then we're gonna have to cut this up and around, boomity boom, all the way around, follow this body, this line right here. Boom, now I have to move the skirts out of the way when I'm going to do that. Take that out of the way. Yeah,
okay.
Then we're gonna come across, we're gonna go straight across here. I think what I'm gonna do with this though, no, I'm gonna cut behind these. Because I'm gonna put all new bushings on there from body to frame once I make all the new floors and everything. So the whole thing of this, all the way from the toe board here, I think what I'm gonna do for now is I'm just gonna cut at the toe board this body line right here. This body line, you see up here? I'm gonna cut right through here to this corner here and then start cutting that way. Working upside down, everything goes in your face.
Oh.
Just like that. They gotta hit the brim of my hat. All right, I'm gonna put this right here for now. These are actually in really pretty good condition. All right, so I made some cuts here already to get my saw blade through. I'm gonna cut it all the way to here. Then we're gonna come this way, but I'm gonna probably put this with a cutoff wheel. Or maybe my torch. Maybe I'll get the torch out in hard places. And then I'm gonna follow this up. All the way to this line, but we're gonna keep going all the way back. We're gonna start right in this corner here. And we're gonna start following all the way through with the saw blade. The problem is, this is attached to the toe board here, so I'm gonna cut this loose right across here from the toe board, cut the main floor apart. So you got to use better quality stuff when you do stuff like this. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Let's do this again. I'm going to cut in the thinner part this time. God, I can straighten it. I know I'm a metal guy. Yeah. All right, so we're cut all the way to the corner of the toe board here. Now I'm going to go up inside here. I'm going to start cutting the length here. I'm going to get around all the hard stuff, maybe with the torch get in here and stuff. But right now we're going to go right down the side here.
when it starts smoking like that,
Yeah,
does
you
it
see the
mean-
blade? The blade's done.
Yeah, I see that, but
Can you see this blade through here? That's the blade done.
I saw like
Dull as a butter knife. When you see sparks coming out,
Yeah.
the blade is done. Okay,
Okay.
it's cooked. All right, that's just 4 feet of length right there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Plus another 1.5 feet here, so under 5 feet for one saw blade. You see that? So the thing is that's what it takes, my friends.
Do you need like lube?
No, you can't go losing it.
No lube.
No.
I saw like smoke.
Well, there's rubber up in there. You got bushings. So we're cutting through a lot of stuff.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, we're cutting through a lot of stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut through this brace right here, but then I'm going to cut straight across here at this toe board, the footboard from the seat riser. I'm going to cut right along here to cut this loose and take this out separately. This middle part of the floor, I'm going to take this out separately from this board here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go inside the car and cut this out from the inside the car.
Okay.
That I can see it better in the trunk and everything. So right now I'm gonna cut a little farther along.
I don't know. The saw just makes me nervous.
The what?
The saw.
Why does it make you nervous?
Because I feel like the blade can just like snap and like come at your face or something.
I mean, it's a tool. Tools are gonna do that. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
I
one of those
know.
things that
Scares me.
it's whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a true story.
Doesn't make me feel any better, but
I'm just saying. Look what happened when the thing shot on my cut my arm open.
I know.
I didn't expect that. I wasn't planning to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know that.
All right, so
Where's your tourniquets? In the bathroom?
in the bathroom.
All right.
All right, we are actually cut through in the corner here. All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go cut these out with the cutoff wheel. That's the thing too.
What?
People can tell you all day long and watch TV and movies and videos on fabrication. Stuff like that takes way more time than what the people see it. And I since day one, and I've been building cars for 46 years. The thing is when the car shows start coming out on TV time is a big lie.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about? So, cutting this floor out, they'll probably show you this, and it'll be cut out in 5 minutes after TV time.
Sure.
This is going to be over an hour for me to
'Cause-
do this.
Yeah,
like
I know.
racing and
People
all
get
this stuff.
bored, you know.
And that's what I'm trying to explain. People don't get the gist of this. What I'm doing here is I'm making relief cuts. Put my saw blade in here. If I can't make it all the way to there, I can start here and cut that way, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So I'm making relief cuts in here. You know what I mean? Kind of like what I did through here. I made a relief cut, so I cut the saw blade through this without having to cut this. I already pre-cut it. You know. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do the same thing over here now. That aren't reaching where I need it to reach. So I say these are like for cutting round bar,
Okay.
small square tubing, sheet metal. When you cut with sheet metal with a piece, one of these blades, they don't last you.
No.
Not at all. Yeah, so a lot of people, they don't know that you got to take your time when you shove these into sheet metal. Let the blade do the cutting, not the person do it. Let the blade cut. That's what they're for, and they'll last longer. All right, let's finish cutting the rest of the braces.
I think we need a new cord here.
Yeah. I'm making my cords last because they ain't cheap either.
I better tape those up with some electrical tape.
That's what we get off because we're keeping the inner rockers. The inner rockers are staying in not bad condition. So we're replacing just the floors with the Crown Vic floors because they're drop down floors.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so cutting this out here now. Too short. Maybe I'll okay, get the blade up in there. Yeah, it's through. Okay, blade, they're through. Cut loose on this side. Now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work my way this way. Okay. Let me go ahead and put this down and get my saw going here now.
It's not gonna like fall on your head, is it?
No. If it fell on my head, it would be my fault.
It doesn't matter. You'd have a headache.
You know what I mean, my buns? I'm not going to cut that corn until it lasts. All right, I'm going to go this way now. Just about done. That blade's done.
They don't last long.
No. Nothing lasts long these days. I need to go around my cord. done.
Hey, you really need like to wear
Right.
hearing protection too.
Huh?
Sordo.
You call me a name?
Yeah, sordo.
Lucy. Not call me names, Lucy.
You're gonna be sordo.
I've been sordo for 45 years.
Deaf.
Yeah.
Hard of hearing.
Sort of deaf.
Hard of hearing.
No, sort of deaf.
Mm-mm.
Woo, doggy. Stand back a little bit just in case. I know I have attached back in the corner still. I didn't cut all the way through yet.
Right. What about your head?
Huh?
What about your head?
I'm out of the way in case it falls.
Okay, watch your toes.
Back there.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do for safety purposes, so don't fall down on my head. Watch what I'm going to do.
Safety. Safety, really?
Huh?
Huh?
Watch what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay. What do you call that tool?
I call these trans jacks. Hold up your transmission, stuff ready to take it out of the car, but I use it for all kinds of stuff. Pulling body things up on the rack.
Are you gonna do like a couple?
I only have two of them, so one's going to go in each corner back here.
Okay.
All right. Cut to make up in that front corner. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these trans jacks in farther,
Yeah, like in the middle.
like halfway.
Mm-hmm. Good idea.
Right there. Actually, crisscross. Leave that one back there,
Uh-huh.
and this one up here. All right, so I started to cut about another 2 inches. But I'm going to hold this out of the way in case it does fall. I'm going to stand out of the way when I'm cutting.
Okay, so will I.
All right. It's all cut loose. It's ready to come down.
Okay, do I
You
need
know
to
what it
put
is because it's all tucked in there.
do I need to put gloves on and help you?
Possibly do, yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right,
Yeah,
so
but
this
wait,
is what
wait.
we're going to do.
Yeah, tell me.
We're going to lower these down slowly, a little bit at a time. But right now it's catching up and it's not going to fall, okay? But I do want you to hold it because it's loose, but it's setting on this.
Okay.
So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to walk it forward a little bit and you're going to hold both of these, okay? But I'm going to walk it forward your way, so I'm going to take these out of here and I'm going to hold it up back here, okay? So let me get this out of the way here. Can you reach both of those now? All right, so we're going to go forward with it. I'm going to hold this up back here. We're actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to lift it up on one side and we're going to bring it out to here and then sideways. So we need to lift this side up here first, or vice versa. It's loose. It's just the problem. There's a brace up under here. that's catching on the toe board here. You see the toe board up here? So what we need to do is we need to take this up and bring it that way so this side drops down first. See, the problem is the brace right here is not letting me do that. Like that. We got it. We got it. Jet bonds.
Yeah, that's not kind of how I planned it.
No. All right, let's get this out of the way. I'm going to put this back here right at this other piece over here. Good job. But up here, it's only 55 inches wide. That floorboard is 60 inches wide. Yeah, so I had to do is I'm going to have to 55 inches. So I need to widen it 2.5 inches more on each side, which needs to be right at the kick panel here. Right above the spout wells, I can see them right here. We're going to come right above them. All right, so this inner brace has to get cut, and this inner brace has to get cut. Then this floor is going to get opened all the way to the outside of this. It's 2.5 inches right there through the toe board. So I had to cut here. What I'm going to use the Sawzall like I did when we cut this out. I just have to get it around this. This has to get cut out of here. All right, so let me change out the other blade. And we had to stop right here. So you see how this is that wide? I have to taper this all the way from here all the way to up here. You know what I'm talking about? What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it straight to here and then just re-metal work it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It'll be a lot easier that way. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Actually, I won't even need that inner rocker. I'll save it with the floorboards though, you know. Alright, so here, this side.
That's a lot of dirt.
That's mud. Straight up mud. You can tell
That's
this was a
crazy
Midwest
how
car.
that gets in there.
This was a Midwest car, my buns. But the nice thing is I saw a garage light because the floorboards are really nice in it. You know? You know,
All right.
once,
So you did a few like tack welds here.
yeah, I tack weld the other skin back to the bottom of the rocker.
Okay.
I'm just going to put a coat of paint on there before we put the floorboards in there. This is just putting a protective coating so it wasn't fast anymore, you know. Okay. Let me go ahead and cut this side out now.
We're done?
Yes.
No more cutting?
Sweep up. Oh, I'm gonna spray paint all that first. Right now, it's going to go back Okay, I need to move this whole floorboards over a little bit this way. There we go. There we go. Alright, Moms, here you go. Hopefully we don't need this anymore. We may, but don't unplug it just in case. Just lay it on the floor over there behind you. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come out of here. We're going to lift up this side first and get on top of this. Okay?
Alright.
Back here, catch here too. Alright, do me a favor. Behind you, there's a green button. Just tap it really quick. Is there a green button down there? Bring it up. That's good. There we go. Now what I want to do is I want to bring this up first on this side, like this. Okay. But I need you to hold that side so I can hold it because I don't want this falling off of there. Just keep it from sliding this way because I need to go to that side right to the bars. But I don't want it to slide up because it's about ready to slide off of here. So just hold it there until I get to the other side. Alright, now just get the cutoff wheel handy for me there. I'm going to trim off about 1 inch on that side. A little bit by a little bit. I don't want to cut too much. I'm going to cut off about 1.5 inches here. This side. Let me get this texture. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to brace this up. But I don't want to do that until I get the other piece. The other floorboard for this is back there.
Okay.
That goes with this. So all this is going to still get cut out back here. What I want to do for now is I want to get the trans jacks.
And yeah, hold them up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want that falling on your head.
Yep, right here. I can see it right there. It's almost right directly on top of there. So I'm just going to put a tack one here and maybe one at this bead right here, just for structure, you know what I mean? But see how high this off here, the frame's going to go right in here.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Nice, huh? But I'm hoping the flat part of the frame fits here.
Yeah.
You see how much farther it is here? I'm hoping that it'll sit right here.
Okay, so we
can't do anything until we get this chassis in here to set it down there and see where it's going to fit in there.
Right.
I guarantee we're probably going to have to do some more modification.
No.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Are we? Are you sure?
Yes.
Happy Sunday, my friends.
Say bye. Bye.
What do we do today? You guys
Oh
explain
my
what
gosh.
we did. What do we
did
do
a
here?
lot.
What do we do on this car today? This was a long day for us on a Sunday.
It was.
Sunday. You know why? Because my welders were broke down for a week, and I need to get caught up here. So we had Sunday fun day here, and I here.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, what do we do? Look what we did. Check this out. We actually put the Crown Vic floors in Steve's 50 Merc. Yeah, that was a lot of work cutting the old floors out, right? There's the old floors back there against the wall. We still got to cut out the back halves of the floors too. This is just the front half. That was a long day right there. That was a lot of work. They actually fit in there pretty darn nice. I got to do a little more trimmage, a little bit more alignment. But man, he's got sunken floors in here. It's almost like a Hudson. So anyway, that was a fun time. We're happy we got a lot done that we did today, right, my bud?
Yes. Long day.
All right, my friends. Well, we're gonna skedaddle on home. It's a long day and we're tired, and we want to thank you for checking us out here.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, yes. My bun is right. My wife is right. Yeah, please like and subscribe to Voodoo Area Customs. Thank you all. Happy Sunday. Have a great week ahead. The Voodoo's out.